G'day, I'm Matt Hunt. I'm here with Tim Cromwell from CrossLife, and we're going to chat to Tim a little bit about his frontline. So, Tim, how would you describe a frontline?
How would I describe a frontline, Matt? Have I been paying attention to your sermon series?
Not just mine.
No, sure. Have I been listening to Steph? A frontline is, I've been thinking about this, it's where, I guess, I engage the world.
Yep.
And perhaps most consistently throughout the week.
Yep.
That's probably the quickest and most succinct way I could put it.
And how do you influence your frontline?
Hopefully well. I guess my first question, so my first thought is like, what is my frontline? And first of all, my work, but I think more importantly for me is actually my family.
Yep.
And my wife and my kids.
Yep.
And for them, I really hope I'm influencing them very well. Being a husband and a dad, they're the two most important callings in my life. And then through my work, which we'll talk about in a minute, I'm sure, I hope it's I'm doing my best to glorify God through my work,
Yep.
doing my work as unto Him, and
Yep.
doing my best for the kingdom, which we'll talk about in a minute.
Yep. Now, the reason why you're saying what you're saying now is that you work for World Vision
Yep.
internationally, not just nationally.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
So you work money from home.
I do.
So therefore, the whole home work frontline thing is much more like this for you than some
Correct.
other people.
Yes.
So tell us about your role at World Vision. What do you do?
Yeah, and you're absolutely right about home and work blurring.
Yeah, like is Dad around sort of type thing.
It's honestly, there's pros and cons to it. It's tricky.
Yep.
But it's also a major blessing, and I wouldn't trade it. So
So what do you do at World Vision?
yeah, so I work for World Vision International, which is the international arm of World Vision, or overseeing arm. We've got a local presence in over 20 countries globally. In terms from a fundraising perspective, and then of course we do all our work globally in many countries. Many Australians are familiar with what work we do. I work for our global marketing team in a product innovation team.
Okay.
So my background is in software engineering and user experience development, design development, and so I bring that expertise to our team. And I love my job. It's
How many people in your team?
We've got a team of, I'm going to say 8. I think it's 7 or 8.
And they're spread around the world?
Yeah, we're geographically distributed.
Yep.
I've got 2 other Aussies, and then the rest of my team is just everywhere else.
So if they met you in real life, which I'm sure sometimes they have, how would they describe you?
You'd have to ask them.
I know you would say that.
You know, there's the aspirational answer. I hope they think I'm okay.
Tim's a really good guy.
He's a good guy. I don't know. There's the I hope they think of me this way kind of answer. But yeah, it's tricky establishing relationships virtually.
Yeah,
it really is. And so we don't get to meet that often in real life. Primarily because of the pandemic. I joined in 2020.
Yep.
And then the pandemic hit. But we're slowly starting to meet in person. But I really, the times that we've met in person have just been all the more sweeter.
Yes.
Because it's like, there's no screen.
Yes. So there's a sense of joy in your relationships.
100%.
Yeah,
so and my team is amazing. I love it. I really do.
So has there been anything that has encouraged you in your work in around your front line?
Primarily, there's 2 things. My team, the people I work with on a daily basis are just phenomenal, and also the work that we do. It's, for me, a big value in my work has always been to do something that makes a difference.
Yes.
And the fact that I can do that on a daily basis really ticks a big box for me and gets me up in the morning and wants me to keep doing it on a daily basis.
And through World Vision, I suppose, for the kingdom of God itself.
Correct, and that's referencing my earlier point. It's part of as a Christian humanitarian organisation. There's a bigger goal at play here. You know, and that's, you know, releasing people from poverty and it's a wonderful thing. So
That's good.
Yeah.
So one last question: how have you seen God use you as a vessel in your workplace?
That's a, you know, I think that's going to be a farther along kind of answer.
Yep.
Like right now, again, it's tricky when you're working remotely to establish those relationships. I really hope further along I look back and say, wow, okay, I saw that happen.
Yep.
What I do know is I know how much my team has blessed me.
Yep.
And they've been an encouragement to me in my walk with Christ and pointing me to Jesus. And I guess for me, one key word that comes to mind, and it's a core or a fundamental aspect of the work I do. It's empathy. Our work is carried out using human-centered design approaches and mindsets and methodologies, and a key mindset is empathy. So my prayer for myself is that each day I'm growing in empathy for other people, and I think that's a huge part of working on our front line. It's not just seeing people as targets, but also trying to understand people and feel what they feel, and I guess walk with them.
Enter their life.
Yeah, enter their life. And so that's something that I pray that I'll be growing in each day.
Yes, yes. And with respect to your family, can you see that coming out in your kids and your relationship with your wife and everything?
Yes, that's a tough one with the kids, particularly when they get on your nerves.
Yeah.
But empathizing with your kids, what they're going through. Like my son, right at the moment, he's been told by the surgeon not to do much for 3 months because he's injured himself, and he's just constantly wanting to get out there and play sport. And it drives me nuts that he keeps asking. But I've got to empathise with him in that moment.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's that's certainly a big aspect.
Well, mate, it's been great you could join with us today. I think it's really interesting talking to someone who's working remotely, because there'll be more and more in the future. But that doesn't mean there's not a front line, and it doesn't mean our faith doesn't play out, even in a Christian or a non-Christian remote workplace. So thank you so much for sharing today, and it's been great to share with you.
Thanks, Matt.
No problem. Thanks, Tim. See you later, everyone.
G'day everyone, my name's Matt. Welcome to the Cross Life YouTube channel. Make sure you press like and subscribe and the bell so you get notifications to see more of our great Cross Life videos.